Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Super Game Brothers podcast, a weekly podcast all about board games and video games, the games we're playing, the games we're excited about, the games we like, and sometimes a little bit about the games we don't like, too. My name is David, joined every week by my brother, the other Super Game Brother. Devin, how you doing here at 1 in the morning?
Super Game Brother number 2 is thriving in this late night hour.
Yeah, you are. You're like on a caffeine high at the moment, and you're like feeling it.
I am. We were just playing a board game, and I was thriving.
Yeah, you are. You pulled us through with a nice victory, where it, it seemed grim there for a minute, but you got us. You got it.
Grim entry.
That was a little spoiler for a little bit later in the show, but yeah, it's been good. It's late. I feel like the late hour is hitting me a little hard, but we're gonna power through. You know, much like all the heroes of old.
Oh. Don't even get me started. I love the heroes. Oh, speaking of heroes, there's this new girl on Lord of the Rings, War of Harem.
The Rohirrim? Yeah. I still haven't seen that.
Her name is Hera.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I'm like attracted to this animated girl. She's like super cool. I've only watched like half of it.
Okay.
But I was like, this is cool. And like, as low quality as like the animation feels, because it's not like this beautiful Pixar animation. It's more like...
No, it's hand-drawn.
Yes, very, very different.
I love hand-drawn, but it's different.
But they kill it. They get you like tied in with like similar music to a lot of other Lord of the Rings movies and things. Like, they're really close to the same songs. Cool intros, really cool like scenic views. Like, you'll get this landscape view of an area, and then you'll kind of zoom in to what's actually happening in that building or in that area. And it's pretty intense. I'm only halfway through, but I was like, this is cool. Lord of the Rings knows what they're doing.
That's cool. I want to see it. It got like a little bit of hate online when it came out, but
we stop there.
But I
what doesn't nowadays?
That is true.
You know
that
what I'm
is
saying?
Very true.
Hey, have you seen all the hate about Shrek? He do be looking weird.
He does look a little old.
Yeah. But I mean...
But, Shrek came out like, 25 years ago? He should be
He's an animated ogre. I mean, let's just watch the movie when it comes out.
Yeah, for reals. Sometimes I do feel like all the pushback makes things better. For example...
You're going to say Sonic.
Did you see Sonic? Yeah. You saw that first Sonic.
I'm down with a dopey Sonic.
Oh,
he looked like a freaking dweeb, but I was in.
He looked like... I don't even know if dweeb's the right word. He looks like an abomination.
It's so funny, though. It's like, I'm down for every single one of these animated live-action movies to be derpy. I'm too down.
Yeah, that's true. It might have made it better.
It'd be funny. But I understand you're trying to go for accuracy and...
Yeah. But you're right. Everything gets hate online. I'm excited to watch that War of the Rohirrim movie. I'm surprised I haven't seen it yet, because we're huge Lord of the Rings fans in my house. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably buy it soon.
It's on Max.
I need to subscribe to Max when The Last of Us starts again, so then I'll watch it on there.
There
we go. I don't have Max.
You just need someone that's listening to this podcast to give you their login, bro.
Yeah, that'll do it. There's too many of those subscription services, but I do want to watch that. It looks cool.
Yeah, you could watch it when you get Max for The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
Which is perfect.
Yep. That's what I just said.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I said, yeah, I don't have Max, but I'll probably get it again when The Last of Us comes out.
That's insane, bro. Holy... sorry if my feet stink. I just took my shoes off after like 4 hours.
Nice.
Feel like it smells weird. It's coming from outside.
The window's open, so it's fine.
Oh.
Speaking of movies, Devin, going right into Super Movie Brothers. I don't know that I have much to say, actually. We watched one together. We watched Heretic. You had seen it already.
Right. I enjoyed it more the second time.
Oh, did you?
Yes. I don't think I paid that close of attention the first time. I was 2 paws deep in my popcorn bucket.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I liked the first 45 minutes to an hour. I thought it was like a good amount of suspense. You're like, what's this guy's deal? The last like 20, 30 minutes, I was like, eh. Like we kind of talked about it, like how'd that one lady all of a sudden become Sherlock Holmes and like she just all of a sudden knew all the answers, and then it was like
her personality definitely changed because she
was like the super innocent, like weird one.
Oh yeah, like couldn't really read a room, and all of a sudden she was reading books that she hadn't read.
Exactly. So that was a little weird, but it was a fun time.
It was. I like that movie. Very, very interesting.
Yeah,
I love a good, just like unique horror type film.
And it's one where like when you watch it, you're not gonna be scared afterwards. Like it's just, it's more of like thriller vibes than like like really trying to scare you. That was pretty good. What else did we watch?
I started a movie called Colombiana with Gamora from and I fell asleep in like 10 minutes. Then the next night last night I started Nice Guys with the one guy from Superman and the Notebook guy. I mean, the names are not coming to me.
Superman.
Isn't he Superman's dad?
Yeah. So
Russell Crowe
and the Notebook guy. It was Ryan
Gosling.
Yeah.
Yep. Started that. Fell asleep in 10 minutes last night.
I've heard that's pretty funny. I haven't seen it though.
Dude, I keep watching shows in my bed, and I'll be holding my phone. Next thing I know, I'm completely asleep. My phone rails me right in the chin. I'm not kidding. It's happened so many times lately, and it hurts me. It hit me right in the soft spot, like right under my teeth the other day, and I was like, oh, that's bruising for sure. I was mad.
I feel like that's rare for you. I feel like you're not a fall asleep during a movie.
It's driving me crazy because I'm always able to just focus on entertainment, and I want to see what happens, and I'll make it to the end. Not lately. I'll be watching, and I think my eyes instantly shut off. It's not even dozing off. It's on off like a switch. Yep.
Crazy.
It's weird, man.
Huh. Well, we'll be excited to hear the review on the second 90% of that movie.
Yeah.
Those 2 movies.
Yeah, I just keep not finishing stuff. Yeah.
We've been watching second season of Severance. I still think it's amazing. We're 1 episode behind, but I think I said this last week. I think it's the best show on TV right now.
Are they coming out weekly?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm starting late then. Because then I won't have to wait.
Yeah.
I just started the first season.
Yeah.
So.
And this second season, I think, is getting close to being done. A couple more weeks, probably. But it's excellent. Just so good. What a cool idea that, like, could be done very poorly, but they just do it so well, even though it's a strange idea. Other than that, Devin, we've been watching this weird comedy show called Nathan For You. And
oh, yes.
I'm like kind of obsessed with it right now. I think it's hilarious. It's basically like, the way I think of it in my head is like if you took Impractical Jokers, stripped it down to a single person doing these weird, like kind of halfway stunt prank kind of things on people, and they're like longer term. It's longer than a couple minutes, right? It's like I'm dealing with these people for hours or maybe even days or a couple weeks.
Yeah, in very awkward scenarios.
Yeah, in very weird scenarios. And that guy, man, he can deal with like so much awkwardness. I don't know how he does it.
It really is impressive. I would fold. I would be like, I'm sorry, but we're done with this. But yes, if you haven't seen Nathan For You, very, very strange. You called it dry humor. That's probably an accurate term for it. I don't know, but it's very creative.
Yeah.
You never know where it's going. And I don't really know how to explain it beyond.
It's hard to explain. Like the premise is that he's supposedly helping businesses like to improve. Maybe they want marketing or to make more money or whatever. And so he'll come to them and they'll have some problem and he'll give them a solution to it that is a terrible solution. But he delivers the solution to them in such like a straight-faced and way that they think he's serious.
Yeah.
And then he commits to it and gets them to commit to it, even though it's a dumb idea.
Yep. A lot of them will let him try it for a day.
Yeah. But then he like involves them and like it's so funny.
It is funny.
Yeah.
I don't know where to watch it. I think it's on Max, actually.
It is, yeah. Well. It's on Max. You can also just watch it for free, I think, on Amazon Prime. If you have Prime, I guess Prime isn't free, but then you have ads. I think on Max it's probably ad free. But
it is, yes.
Yeah, Nathan For You, man, it's amazing. I think it had 4 seasons, and we just finished the first one. So a little bit left. So if you like Impractical Jokers, that kind of like, I'm halfway embarrassed at what's going on. But I think taken to even a step further, it's good. Got to give a shout out to my friend Alex for recommending that show to me. He recommended it to me probably 5 years ago. And I watched an episode back then, and it was too embarrassing for me. I couldn't handle it.
Oh, really?
But then Lacey and I watched all of Impractical Jokers, and I think we just got more used to that vibe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now going into it, I'm like, okay, I'm so into this. So anyways, it's great. Nathan For You. Devin, I got you to go to Topgolf with me 3 times last week.
Yeah, we hung out 3 days in a row last week. What day
now
is it today?
This Saturday somehow.
Oh. Yeah.
Now you love golf. I heard.
I love getting out of the house. Was nice.
Mm.
And hanging out with my brother. Better than golf.
Mm.
I don't think I improved at all, to be honest. I had like little spurts of 10 minutes here and there where I was like, oh shoot, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sign me up. And then
it's hard. It's a hard sport to be consistent at.
10 minutes later, I was like, show me the door. How do I leave?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, yeah. It is fun. Fun view if the day's nice, if it's sunny.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hooking you up with soda and drinks or that's the same thing. And food. And
it's fun.
And to be able to do it for free is insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout out to my buddy who lets us use his Platinum Pass.
Let's freaking go.
Yeah, super fun. Love golf. I'm so into it right now. But I've been talking about it for months, so we won't spend any more time on that.
Yeah, last thing we'll say is he's definitely improving, unlike me.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit better, which is
it's crazy.
Fun to. That's the fun part. Is when like you start, instead of hitting like 2 out of 10 shots, like okay, you start hitting like 5 or 6 out of 10, like pretty good.
Which is great.
You're like, whoo.
If you can hit more consistent shots than inconsistent,
yeah, then you're feeling pretty
then the
good.
sport's fun.
It's hard. Then you still have like a duff or like a top or a shank, and it's like, I hate this, but it's all right. It's fun. Cool, Devin. Well, since it's so late, we're gonna hop right in. Episode's late this week. My wife was out of town. I think I mentioned this last week, and so it kind of threw everything behind schedule. And here we are. It's a Saturday evening. It's like 1 a.m. We don't know what's going on. Real quick, just going through the regular rundown. Going over to the screen. Please check out our Patreon. That's patreon.com/SuperGameBrothers. Over there, you can get all of our content a few days early. If you support us just like a couple dollars a month, helps us keep the lights on. You can also just follow the Patreon totally for free if you want to see some of the posts. We do post some like free stuff over there as well that you can see. We do this podcast every single week, and we do other videos on my board game YouTube channel and also on the video game YouTube channel. So we got a couple channels, just lots of fun stuff. But yeah, this is week number 48 of that kind of process. Other than that, we're also doing a giveaway here for the first half of the year. I just started it last week, and I don't think I've even posted about it yet. So yeah, we still got no entries because I haven't posted about it. So we'll do that.
Oh, no. We have 48.
Oh, we have 48 entries. Never mind. I don't know who did that.
Oh, straight up. I told some friends about it.
Okay, there you go. It's probably them. I think you can enter more than once, so that's probably only like 5 people. But I don't know. So there's like, what's 150 days? 5 months? 3 months? Half of a year, whatever. We're giving away a board game bundle with a few different games. Kind of help you get a board game collection started if you want to jump into the hobby. A couple 2-player games, Some really short ones like 10 minutes, a couple slightly longer ones at like 30 minutes to almost an hour. Disney Lorcana pack. So it's a cool little board game bundle, or you can just have a Steam or Amazon gift card if that's more your cup of tea. So check that out as well at supergamebrothers.com. And the Patreon is patreon.com/supergamebrothers. So just a little housekeeping there. All right, jumping into the show. We always start with new games to subscription services. And Devin, we usually start with Board Game Arena. And much like last week, I forgot to look at this link this week. So we're going to discover these together again, which is kind of a fun thing to do anyway. So here we go. Discovering what is new to Board Game Arena here. First up, it looks like Potions of Azerland. And in this game, it says you make potions. So there you go. You play 6 rounds, trying to get the most prestige after those rounds, gather resources from the forest, increase your knowledge in potion types, and go to the market to collect and trade goods, and then make yourself potions to drink for unique powers. So check that one out as well. It just came out yesterday, February 28th. Guild of Merchant Explorers was a pretty popular game last year. I think it's kind of like a roll and write game. I've wanted to try it for a while. I really like games that Matthew Dunstan designs, and this one is designed by him. That one came out on Wednesday. And then Pyramido, Forgotten Treasures. I've heard of Pyramido. I don't know if Forgotten Treasures is a new version. Oh, it is. It's an all-new standalone game. So there you go. It has a solo mode, and it looks like it's a domino kind of system. Manage your gem inventory and place each domino with precision to score across multiple levels of your pyramid. And then we talked about King of Tokyo Duel last week. So 3 new games here on their kind of a bulletin section for the week. It's crazy. They release a few new ones every week, which is really cool.
That's
cool. Board Game Arena. I think they have about 1,000 games on there. Very fun. Okay. Looking at PlayStation for the month of March, they have announced the Essential tier free games that should be available on Tuesday, which I think is the 4th of March. And here they are. We've got Dragon Age The Veilguard is kind of the big headliner. This one just came out a few months ago and has not sold very well. And I think it's gotten a bit of hate online. I know it reviewed okay, and some people have liked it, so maybe it's good. I haven't played a Dragon Age game before, but yeah, if you've wanted to play that one, I guess now you can for free on PlayStation 5 on Tuesday. And then Sonic Colors Ultimate is on PlayStation 4. That one, I don't know much about. The evil Dr. Eggman has built an interstellar amusement park, but he's powering it with a captured alien race called Wisps. Sonic's got to free him.
Unreal.
Yeah, there you go. And then the one I'm most excited for, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection, which just has a bunch of old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games. It says there's 13 of them. A lot of those are brawlers that you can play with up to 4 players that are really fun. So they remind me of my childhood. I remember playing a Ninja Turtles game on the NES at my great grandmother's house. So excited to play those. So check those out on Tuesday, the 4th, if you have PlayStation Plus Essential or the higher tiers, which are extra and premium. All right, next up, there is one new game coming to, what's this called? Nintendo Switch Online and the expansion pack. So this is a Game Boy Advance game. And this is Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I think it's the first game in that Mario and Luigi series that had a few games then on DS. And then just had one come out last year called Brotherhood? I think it was Brothership. That seemed to be pretty cool as well. So if you like kind of quirky RPGs with funny story, dialogue, and mini games and stuff like that, I kind of want to check that one out. I didn't have that one when I had my Game Boy Advance, but I know it's pretty fondly loved. So check
I
that
like
one
the
out.
graphics. It looks cool.
Yeah, love those pixel art graphics from the Game Boy Advance. All right, on the Epic Game Store, we have just one free game this week. This one's called Mages of Mistralia, and I don't know very much about it. There was not a video, and the synopsis here is not incredibly helpful, but it does seem like you're some kind of wizard slash witch, and you go around casting spells. It looks like you're kind of fighting enemies from an isometric camera angle, and you have a book of spells, it looks like. And you can probably like craft them how you want, it looks like. So, I don't know. Add it to your library, play it for free, or don't, but maybe it's good. Was that all of them, Devin?
It is, yeah.
That sure was. That's all of them for this week. All right, now to what we've been playing. I've been playing a few things.
I skipped over Tales of Iron for
a
second, unless you want me to go back to it, but I will send you this.
We'll just kind of hop over it as well. Played Tales of Iron just a tiny bit more. I'm struggling kind of to find like my excitement to get through kind of the late game. It's like getting a tiny bit stale, but I'm sure I'll fight through at some point. I have been playing a bit more of Dave the Diver, which I forgot how like kind of clever it is, and just fun. You dive down, you do 2 dives during the day, getting new fish and ingredients and upgrading your equipment so that you can dive deeper. You're meeting all kinds of people, and you like can call them, and you have all these apps on your phone that will let you upgrade your equipment or get weapons and that kind of stuff. And then you take the fish and the ingredients to a sushi shop and sell them at night, and you have to run the restaurant by like you're kind of the waiter, delivering like the food to the people there, filling up drinks. You can hire other employees as well. It's fun. I haven't played.
Yeah, I watched you play it a little bit. It looks super funny.
Yeah, has a funny vibe. Just kind of happy-go-lucky. I like it. And then probably the biggest surprise, and the game I've played the most in the last week, is one called Nikoderiko. Kind of a weird name. I've been thinking about playing this game for a couple of months, mostly because I love Donkey Kong Country. It's one of my very favorite series ever. I love 2D platformers. And this one is very much inspired by that, as you can tell from this minecart level here. But it also mixes a bit of like Crash Bandicoot in there, where there are sections in a lot of the levels that go 3D, and you'll be going forward or backwards kind of in the level. So it's kind of a mix of those two things. It has music from David Wise, who wrote all of the music for Donkey Kong Country, at least 1 and 2. So he's kind of an all-star in that in music for that kind of genre, and it's fun. I really like it. I think it's like a solid 7.5, maybe an 8. Just kind of depends on how it ends. It's you can tell it's not quite as polished. The couple things that I don't like are one of them, Devin, I think we talked about. There's not a sprint button.
So yeah, that drives me nuts.
To change like the speed you're running or moving.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the other one that kind of ties in exactly the same is there's not a when you first start moving, you're moving the same speed as you will be. There's not like a slower gradual like takeoff.
Or so,
and I think that kind of becomes the most pronounced when you're jumping and trying to land on things. Because
is it just start stop? There's no acceleration and deceleration to movement?
Yeah, and mostly the acceleration is the one that I feel like is missing. And so like if I just need to go over a tiny bit, it's like gonna be fast the whole time instead of like a more gradual movement. And so it's harder for me to judge the momentum of the character because there isn't like a buildup of the momentum.
Yeah, I feel that.
But other than those two little like imperfections, I think the game's really cool. I'm showing like 2 of the best examples of cool levels in the game here with that minecart level, and then right after is this awesome level. This is one of the best levels in the game so far for sure. This like giant dragons chasing you through the whole level. And you go through this 3D section, kind of reminds you of Crash Bandicoot, and then it goes to a 2D section, and then it goes into the section kind of like the rocket portions of like the newer Donkey Kong Country games where you're like going up and down on a rocket. This is a very cool level. I hope that there is a bit more variety in some of the levels later, because I feel like the game starts strong with some really cool levels, and then it's not introducing like a ton of new things in later ones. But it's fun, it's colorful, the music's good, and I really like this genre, so I'm probably being a little more forgiving to it than most people would be. But I like it so far.
Yeah, I played a map or two and I had a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't perfect, but I was like, this is cool.
In the absence of a new Donkey Kong Country game, this one is fun. If like I was comparing this right next to like Tropical Freeze or something, Tropical Freeze is like way better. It's like almost a perfect video game in my opinion. But Nikoderiko is fun. It was on sale last week, and so I got it for like not quite half off, but getting close. And yeah, I think it's fun. You can play it in co-op. My two boys have been playing it together, and they've really enjoyed it that way as well. Lots of collectibles, pretty fun. I will say there is one annoying trophy. If you're a trophy like achievement hunter, one of them is to beat the game without dying a single time, and that's pretty brutal. I don't even think I was reading on a forum. I don't even think you can die in a bonus level.
Oh wow!
So basically, most people finish through the game on normal, getting all the collectibles, playing the game, having fun. There's some like certain ways you need to beat some of the bosses to get some of the silver and gold trophies. And then they turn the game to easy and then just run through the levels without dying, and ignore all of the bonus stages because it's just more chance for you to die. But then even doing that, a lot of people like save after every level, upload their save to the cloud. Oof. And so I'm just like, that's a level of busy work that I feel like somebody that really loved trophies would have thought like, this is not a fun experience. Like there should have been a better way. Like, hey, we'll have a secret world at the end that's ultra hard, and if you beat that, then you get the last gold trophy or something. But
yeah, that'd be better.
Yeah, so that's kind of a bummer. Game's good, not amazing, but we'll see how it wraps up. I think I'm on world 6, maybe 5, but I think I'm on 6. So anyways, these 2 levels I've shown you are really fun. It's a cool game, but again, if you are just barely getting into this genre, just start with Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, because they're still hard to beat after 30 years. So anyways, fun game. Devin, that's really it for me. I've been playing those 3 games. I know you mentioned you played Nikoderiko as well a little bit with me, and anything else you've been playing?
No, not really. A little bit of Apex Legends. I have not really been on games for a minute. Apex is still fun. Just playing ranked, and it's very, very difficult.
Ranked. Crazy.
I know. I don't know why I do that to myself. Let's see. I walked around and swam a little bit in Minecraft.
Oh, your favorite game.
And I couldn't even figure out how to like get to the surface of the water. I was already mad. And I don't love that game, but our siblings do. They both play it a ton, and so there must be something to it. Seems like a very in-depth, well-made, very popular game that just isn't super for me.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I don't think I've really touched. Yeah, I haven't touched anything else other than that.
No worries. Cool, Devin. Well, hopping over to board games that we've played this week, I know there's 2 you've played. Because they're the same 2 that I have played. So I'm going to pause this YouTube video and hop back. Well, actually, you're going to throw me one link real quick, and then we'll hop down to the table. We played this pretty simple, shorter game with our younger brother a few days ago. And this is River Valley Glassworks. Plays in like 30 minutes is probably how long that took. We played kind of the base version. I do have kind of the modular expansion to it that has like different modules you can add that either add like asymmetric characters or objectives or contracts and that kind of thing. But basically, in this game, once someone has 17 of these pieces of glass, the game ends on your turn, and you're going to put them in columns based on color, starting from left to right. And once you've put a color in a column, it won't move. So you kind of are deciding when you're going to take certain colors, and you score for your rows, and you'll score for your tallest two columns. If you have tied columns, then the leftmost one scores, and columns further to the right are more valuable. So you want that. And then I think there was one more way to score. Besides
Glass also has a rarity, and so there's not as many golds as there are light blue, and so you want to strategize when you're going to start taking golds or yellows or more rare colors and kind of build your point system in this chart. It's very, very interesting. It wasn't my favorite game I've ever played.
No,
but I liked the pieces. They were fun to look at and move around.
And this was even just the base retail version. They have a more fancy version with even fancier pieces. The way it plays is really smooth. Basically, you have this little satchel of extra pieces. Let's see if I can find it here. Where's my satchel? It's probably right. Here it is. Little satchel of extra pieces that can hold up to 5. And you'll place one of them on the river somewhere, matching the shape of the piece. And then once you place it, this isn't a good example here, but you'll take all of the pieces on a river tile adjacent to that spot. And then that river will get picked up and go to the back and push forward and refill with stones. So it's kind of a weird way to cycle stones from your bag to the river, from the river to your scoring board, which is pretty cool. I like how it kind of flows. Very simple. Again, I think you could play it with just about anybody. Very, very simple game. Kind of reminds me of Azul, but just a more like rotating version of how you get the pieces. And again, I'm excited to try it with the kind of more advanced modules, but very simple game. I was surprised actually at how simple it was.
Yeah, very, very.
So yeah, that's River Valley Glassworks. I don't know there's really much else to say about it. I don't even have this version that has the cool double layer boards. I'm such a loser.
Unbelievable. I can't believe I played on that other version.
And this is one of the advanced, like fancy versions as well. The river tiles are these cool transparent pieces that which is cool, but I don't know if it's really necessary, but cool looking. So anyways, let me know if you've played that game, which of those modules that you like the most, because I didn't know which of the 6 to start with. But that was River Valley Glassworks. And then other than that one, we played one more game, kind of continuing our campaign from last week. We continued Dice Throne missions. And for this one, I'm going to go down to the table and just briefly show you this one. Last week we played a difficulty level 1 mission, and so we decided tonight to try a difficulty level 2 mission, and Devin, was it harder?
Oh my gosh, yes, but this game is so fun. I had a great time.
Yeah, I did too. It was very fun. It was much more difficult. I think it was just because we had a bad start. Like our first turn, I think one of us had such a bad roll we couldn't attack, and then it was just like kind of we were getting dumped on with damage from that point on. But we were finally able to kind of climb our ways back. I played as Black Panther. Devin played as Loki, who's a pretty complex character. I mean, I say that. I think he's like a 4 out of 6, where Black Panther's a 2. So Devin had a little bit more to deal with as far as like spells and status effects and stuff. Kind of a cool thing on the backside of this, before you get to Klaw, there were some of Klaw's henchmen that were stealing vibranium, kind of similar to the Black Panther movie. And after every few turns, there was kind of this timer here. And when it got to a certain marker, then one of those henchmen would run away and escape through like their safety portal or whatever it was called. And the only way to get a perfect score on this mission is to defeat them all before any of them have escaped. And we weren't able to pull that off, so we only got 2 perk points instead of 3. But that was kind of a cool little twist on it. And it was tough. These enemies hit a lot harder. They had more starting health. And again, we had some dud turns that really didn't help us.
Yeah, the enemies would gain status effects, which allowed them to completely avoid all damage that we would deal, which was basically a waste of a turn. We were constantly taking damage each round, and so we ended up in the boss fight with about a third or less of the health we started with. But somehow, through a few small miracles, getting ultimate attacks, and
we had a couple lucky rolls with like Devin was able to evade all damage on a roll. That would have ended the run, so he would have died.
Yes,
but he got it.
The fact that we won, I feel like we had like a 20% chance of winning when we got in that boss fight, and I
agree. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I think it'll be a fun video to have up, just because it was we definitely were fighting uphill the whole time, and we're barely able to pull it off. Like, I have 4 health and you have 7. We were very close to dying. And even Devin rolled a natural ultimate on his last turn, didn't you? Yep. And didn't even have to use a card to help with that. So we had, what's the name of that book? Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times and the worst of times. We had the worst of rolls and to start, and then just had a couple good turns that kind of turned it around. So it was fun. That was a fun mission. I liked that one.
Yeah, for me, I highly recommend this game. One of my favorite games I've played. I don't have much experience with dungeon crawlers, but you start with whatever character you want. It's different every time. You're making your way to a different boss. It's different every time for at least 20 times.
There's 20 missions.
You can play solo. You can play with up to 3 others.
Yep, you can play with 4 players.
Which would make this very... They'd make it very crazy. You'd need a massive table.
A big table.
But
the enemies kind of scale.
Yeah. Can you imagine all the status effects you'd get with 4 real players against a boss?
Yeah.
And how many times they'd be putting bad things on you? Yeah. Super cool game.
Very fun. I really liked it. I'm not sure if we're ready for a level 3 mission, though.
I don't know. Yeah. It's interesting because we could definitely beat one if we were having good rolls the whole time.
Yeah. Yep. And if
you never know.
Have a few perks unlocked, that would help as well. We were able to unlock some, which was nice. I started with an extra health. And Devin had an ability, what are they called? A feat. So he could re-roll one of the enemy's dice once during the run. So that was cool as well. But yeah, I don't know that I have much more to say beyond what we said last week, but really fun game. I really enjoy it. If you like Dice Throne, if you like variants of Yahtzee, this is a fun one where you're working together with a teammate, but the turns go really fast because I'm taking my turn and Devin's taking his turn at the same time.
If I remember.
Yeah, sometimes we forget, but as long as you remember, there's not a lot of downtime, which is really nice. And cool missions. We had a hard time even choosing from the 5 level 2 missions because quite a few of them looked cool.
Yeah. Even after I chose this boss, I was like, should we change it? I don't know.
Yep, I agree. It was hard to choose. Very cool art. I love this artist that I think his name is Manny Tremblay. He did all the art for Radlands as well.
Another game I like.
Yeah, he does great art, and it just kind of helps the game pop while you're playing. They do have a really fancy version where you can get pre-painted miniatures of all of the characters you play as, so that they're out here. But even just with the cardboard standees, all the dice are awesome already, and you've got these cool acrylic tokens and the magnet crisis clock. So everything else is already looks really nice. So it doesn't really hurt the game at all, even just having cardboard standees. We also used a lot more allies this time, which was fun. I used 2, and I think I was trying to get a third one actually, but I can't remember if I don't think I was able to pull that off. And Devin used a couple, used Wong and Wasp.
Wong and Wasp. And you used the...
There was one that I trashed. Emma Pry? Something?
Oh, no, it was like Kitten.
Yeah.
That's Kitty right. Pryor.
Kitty Pryor or something.
And then you had
Colossus,
the X-Men, yeah.
And he was really helpful until we got to the boss, who only did undefendable damage and then wasn't helpful anymore. But yeah, very cool game. I think we'll play it quite a few more times, especially because Devin really likes it. I really like it too. Mm-hmm. But
I like unique board games.
Yeah, this one's very, very unique in my opinion. Cool, Devin. Well, I think that's it for what we have been playing this week. So we're going to go back to the screen, and we usually talk about what we are excited about. I think most of the gaming, at least video gaming world, is playing this game right now that's about to cycle back in here, Monster Hunter Wilds. It's reviewed very well. I just saw a couple days ago that I think in the first day on Steam it had 730,000 concurrents, which is I think more than double what Monster Hunter Worlds ever had as its concurrent. So it seems like it's doing really well. 2, I already mentioned it's reviewing really well. A lot of reviews that I read said that it's a good starting place for people because if you're new to Monster Hunter, the campaign or like the story is like 20-ish hours and it holds your hand really well. And for people that have played lots of Monster Hunter games, that might even be like a little annoying because it's like holding your hand too much, doesn't let you off the leash until the campaign's over, and then you can really start like the end game like fights and crafting like the end game weapons and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I know you played the beta, and it's kind of hard to hop into a beta, I think, of a series that you haven't played before, but I know it didn't pull you in.
Yeah, just a super unique fighting style. I felt like you can't really, you like want to button mash a little bit, but you get punished for it. Like things were delayed. I was trying to attack and block at the same time, and that's a big no-no. And I don't know. I wanted the game to be something different. I don't want to bash on it because it probably is amazing. I think you can find really good things in most games if you put a lot of time into them and your friends are playing them.
Yeah.
But yeah, after playing the beta or the alpha, whatever it was, I never really thought about the game again.
Yeah.
But maybe it's fantastic. I don't know.
Yeah, an 89 here on OpenCritic. That's a pretty high score. So I'm not sure. I don't know that it's one for me. I think I'll probably try it like eventually one day, but probably not till it's under $20.
Yeah,
right.
It'll be like our 300th episode. We'll be like, oh, free on Epic Games this week. Monster Hunter Wild.
Yep. So everyone play it because you definitely haven't played it till now. Other than that, I don't think there's any like video games I'm super pumped for. I'll probably finish Nikoderiko. I need to continue Tales of Iron, and I'm kind of excited to keep going with Dave the Diver. And then as far as board games are concerned, I'm kind of just all about Dice Throne missions right now. I don't think I have a few like Kickstarter games that are going to deliver in the next month or two, but probably just wait until they're imminent to really talk about them. So we'll see. We'll just try another one of these missions. I'm not sure if I'm gonna kind of want to try one of the more complex characters now too.
Yeah.
So maybe next time I'll be Scarlet Witch or something.
Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange. We'll be wrecking fools out here.
Yeah. All kinds of status effects. So fun game. All right, jumping into the
News, mini new.
Well said. There's a bit of video game news. None of it is like super huge. Some of it's a little, I don't know, a little bit of a bummer and kind of sad, but and then just lots of little things. But first up, Warner Brothers announced they are closing a few of their studios and canceled at least one game. So, Devin, I'm going to have you read this quote in a second, but just as like a little background here, this was reported from Jason Schreier of Bloomberg, who breaks a lot of news. The studios they're closing are Monolith Productions. They made the Fear series of shooters, kind of that horror shooter series, and then both of the Middle Earth games, Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. I really like those Middle Earth games, so kind of bummed about that one, to be honest. But they were working on a Wonder Woman game, and that is also the game that they're canceling. They're closing another studio, Player First Games, who was working on Multiversus. Who that was just announced that it would be stopping its support like in May. And then another of their internal teams called Warner Brothers Games San Diego. Kind of why this is happening, I think Jason Schreier was on a podcast and said, I think this was kind of funny's podcast. They said, quote, last year Suicide Squad was a humongous flop. They wrote off $200 million because of that one, and then Multiversus and Quidditch Champions were also both flops, and they wrote off another $100 million because of that. So some big flops kind of led to this point. And there was also another report that Monolith was struggling to implement the Nemesis system from their two Middle Earth games, which is an awesome system, into the Wonder Woman game. And it wasn't working very well. So closed, canceled, bummer. Hate it when people lose their jobs. Here is what Warner Brothers said after Jason Schreier's reporting kind of went out. So Devin, just kind of read through that really quickly and we'll be done here. But
we have had to make some very difficult decisions to structure our development studios and investments around building the best games possible with our key franchises, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. After careful consideration, we are closing 3 of our development studios, Monolith Productions, Player First, and Warner Bros. Games San Diego. This is a strategic change in direction and not a reflection of these teams or the talent that consists within them. The development of Monolith's Wonder Woman video game will not move forward. Our hope was to give players and fans the highest quality experience possible for the iconic character, and unfortunately, this is no longer possible within our strategic priorities. This is another tough decision as we recognize Monolith's storied history of delivering epic fan experiences through amazing games. We greatly admire the passion of the 3 teams and thank every employee for their contributions. As difficult as today is, we remain focused on and excited about getting back to producing high-quality games for our passionate fans and developed by our world-class studios and getting our games business back to profitability and growth in 2025 and beyond.
Awesome. Thanks, Devin.
Wow.
Sorry, I closed the tab while
you were just trying to, you were making it a little difficult for me.
But I was trying to look ahead, but yeah, kind of a bummer, especially about Monolith, in my opinion. I thought they were a great team. I really love those Lord of the Rings games. So yeah, heart goes out to anyone affected. I hope that you can find new work. There's a lot of layoffs in this industry right now. It's kind of a bummer of a time, and with all the talk of AI taking, some of the jobs and kind of the work, it's probably an uncertain place to be. Number two.
Fable is delayed to 2026. Can you believe it?
Holy cow.
Unreal.
Yeah, Xbox had this little kind of a podcast with Tina Amini and Xbox's head of game development. What was his name? His name's Craig. And they put his title up here. Head of Xbox Game Studios, Craig Duncan. And he talked about a few different games, but the main thing people have been talking about is Fable. It has been pushed from this year to next year, and then they showed a bit of some pre-alpha footage of just like some new scenes. It looks very pretty, so I hope it's good. I do remember some of the earlier trailers. They were very like comedic and funny. So I hope they can keep that vibe, but also have cool gameplay and everything else. So, anyways, Fable delayed to next year. All right. After that one, I think number 3 is there's going to be a permanent price cut to the VR headset behind me, the PlayStation VR 2. It's getting a permanent price cut from, I think it was $549.99 to $399.99 in America, or kind of a local equivalent here. That's 449 euros, 399 pounds, or 66,980 yen.
Wow.
So there you go. You can also get the bundle with Horizon Call of the Mountain for the same price. So if you can get the bundle, it's obviously a slightly better deal because you get the game for free, at least a code for the game. I think the headset's really cool. I want to play more games on it. I struggle with games that have full locomotion where you can like totally walk around. It makes me kind of nauseous. So I'm best with games where you're either sitting still or like Pistol Whip where you're just moving kind of straight forward, kind of like on like a Guitar Hero kind of like path. Or like Beat Saber where like everything's moving on a path towards you. Those are kind of the games that I've liked the most because I don't feel sick playing them. But Devin, I think I had you play Resident Evil 7
like
on the first PlayStation VR a few years ago.
I think about that day often.
Yeah.
It was brutal for me. 30 minutes in, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Some people say that you get used to it. You kind of get, like, they call it your VR legs.
You get used to it by puking 10 times.
Some people say to take Dramamine before. Some people say the technology is better and clearer now, so it doesn't happen as often. But
I assume it'll get really, really good where it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I assume so too, but that's kind of been my struggle with it too. So, price cut if you want a VR2, PlayStation VR2, that is. Okay, next up, a few game announcements and things like that. This one's called Blades of Fire from Mercury Steam, who did Castlevania Lords of Shadow and Metroid Dread. They're kind of a pretty well-loved team. I haven't played either of those games, to be honest, so I don't know that I love their games, but I would like to play Castlevania Lords of Shadow. I wish that those would get like a remaster, because they're hard to even find or play unless you have like a PlayStation 3. This game is called Blades of Fire. And again, I hope it's great. They talk about like different kinds of weapons and enemy types, but I thought the gameplay they showed looked a little, I don't know, underwhelming, like not graphically like super pretty, but I might be wrong. And at the end of the day, gameplay is kind of king, and if it plays well and is fun, then I don't care if the graphics look a little jank. But even just like the way he moves his feet, like in the dodge right there, I'm just like, looks a little weird. But
I agree.
This one was kind of talked about a little bit this last week. So that's Blades of Fire from Mercury Steam. All right, next up, this company called itch.io. They sell super indie games on their website.
I made an account through them one time.
Yeah. I have one as well. I've bought a few games from my Playdate on there. There's a lot of creators that make games for free, or you can buy games for like $1, $2, you know. Here, they do these bundles every once in a while to help, like, in different crises. And right now they're doing one called the California Fire Relief Bundle. And all the money raised, other than the processing fees, will go to help support people that have been and damage that have been caused by the wildfires in California. So I think it says, I guess this they do list where it's going to CORE, Community Organized Relief Effort, a Los Angeles-based organization which offers monetary support to survivors of the fires. Cool idea. They've had some other ones of these in the past. For $10, you get over 400 games or items here on itch. I think the headliner is Tunic, which is an excellent game. It's worth the price of admission itself. There's quite a few others. Bug Snacks, the card game, Hoa, Cook Serve Delicious, Skatebird, Octodad, Minute Fun Racer, Hidden Folks. I've played all of those ones. They're good. And just dozens and dozens and dozens of other games. A lot of them getting more and more and more indie as you go down. But $10, that's a pretty good deal. And it goes to a good cause as well. So pay $10, play Tunic, because it's an amazing indie game. So there you go. Okay. Pokemon had a presentation. I think they call it Pokemon Presents. And the three main things that people have been talking about from that is the new Pokemon game called Pokemon Legends ZA. Or ZA, but I'm guessing it's ZA.
ZA.
It's been slated for release at the end of this year. And they had a video kind of showcasing it. I have not played a Pokemon game since Red and Blue. But man, I loved those on my Game Boy as a young lad. And my kids are really into Pokemon right now, so I wonder if there will be a time when I play one.
Oh, this looks like such a comfort game. It looks kind of amazing.
Yeah, it does look kind of but at the same time, it looks like it could have been made like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I really wish that they would like make one. I don't even want like the graphics to look like way better. I just want it to look like fresh, like have a fresh Pokemon idea. But it like, I don't know. They all kind of seem the same.
They do seem similar, yeah. I'd be too down for like a PS5 version of a Pokemon game that's like super good graphics.
Yeah, that'd be way fun.
Like you could see the fur on Charizard's back.
Yeah.
Like he's just scary. Like I'm down.
Like the Pokemon on that Professor Pikachu movie or whatever it was called.
Yeah, exactly.
Detective Pikachu it was.
Dude, there is a funny part in that show. I have watched it so many times. Pikachu has the most realistic animal response to like smells something in this vial and he's just like like he like inhales this, like does this like hiccup thing and it like stuns his whole brain, and I have rewound that so many times and just rewatched, just dying.
That's
anyways
funny. I don't know that I've ever seen the whole movie all the way through, but let's see. The second thing people are talking about is Pokemon Champions is in development for Switch and mobile. And I don't know a ton about it. It kind of gives off Pokemon Stadium vibes from the couple screenshots here. And it says you can send Pokemon from Pokemon Go to your Pokemon Home account, I guess. And you can deposit and withdraw them from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as well. And then connect all of that to Pokemon Champions. That's a lot of Pokemon systems.
Whoa, I wonder how many emails you're going to have to log into to get that done.
Just to get your
password changes.
I need to get my Pikachu from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home, deposit him in Violet, and then connect it to Champions.
Oh, man.
And then the last one, there's going to be some new episodes coming to Pokemon Concierge words. Coming to Netflix in September 2025. I don't really know what that is.
I don't either. Why is it they look like stuffed animals?
Yeah, it does. Looks like episodes 1 to 4 are free to watch now on Pokemon's official YouTube channel. Watch them before they disappear on Sunday, March 9th. And then in September of 2025, I guess they're all coming to Netflix. There you go. All right, couple more small things. There's another bonus challenge level coming to Astrobot. It's live right now. It's called Cockadoodle Doom.
It's perfect.
Love that game. It's really fun. I still need to finish it. I'm probably, 2/3 through or 3/4. Who knows? Some sort of fraction. But I do want to play these challenge levels. I've heard that they are very fun. And they've probably had 7-ish of them. So, cool little thing there. Cockadoodle Doom.
Cockadoodle Doom.
Yeah. And after playing Nikoderiko, I'm kind of back in like platformer vibes, so I might just play this next. All right, another game was announced. This is Terminator 2D, No Fate. and it comes to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 on September 5th. I'm guessing it's coming to other platforms as well. Looks like Contra a lot, or what's that other game? Ooh, it's like right on the tip of my tongue. Contra or man, it doesn't matter. But kind of a cool vibe. I like it when modern games are made to kind of seem retro, but then they still add like cool features.
There was nothing better than when you were attacking something in an old game and the whole outline of what you're attacking is flashing red, and like there's like these fake explosions. Like it reminds me of like barrel rolling into Dr. Eggman's ship or whatever as Sonic or something, and all of a sudden you just like kind of explodes. I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but I think you probably know.
The whole like enemy glows red, so you just know you're damaging it.
Oh yeah,
because sometimes in some games you're like, am I hurting this thing or not?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they show you that whole.
You don't know if you're hurting anything in Monster Hunter Wilds. Play this instead.
There you go. All right. Next up, is a game called La Quimera. I don't know how to pronounce it, but this game was just released this week. Well, not released. Revealed is the word I was looking for. By Reburn, who was formerly named 4A Games, and they made Metro, which I think had 3 games. Metro 2077. Nope, that's Cyberpunk. Metro some number, and then Metro Last Light was one as well. It's a first-person shooter, like about shooting aliens, and this one looks pretty cool as well. It's in a sci-fi setting, so they are calling it an engaging and atmospheric, story-driven sci-fi FPS playable in single player or up to 3 total players in co-op. That sounds pretty fun. Kind of has a cool vibe. I like the sci-fi look, but it's kind of a weird kind of sci-fi. It does kind of give me cyberpunk vibes a little bit, so maybe that's why I thought 2077. And yeah, I don't know. Just looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it kind of does, honestly.
So check that one out if you like a good first-person shooter. Pretty graphics.
And that was called La Quimera?
La
Quimera?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know words.
Me neither. Excuse me. Okay. I'm going to sneeze again. But there was a new gameplay video for Atomfall, which is being made by the team that made Sniper Elite, of which there has been many Sniper Elite games. It comes out on March 27th. And they post like a lot of details in the video. One of them is that ammo is hard to find. You don't have a lot of inventory space. The game looks really cool. I just hope that it's not like too tedious to play with, like, oh, I don't ever have any ammo and inventory's low and that kind of stuff. But sometimes that can be kind of a fun puzzle as well. So anyways, that one's pretty imminent, so I thought that was kind of worth bringing up. And then Gran Turismo 7. 7's not the right one, is it? Is it 7?
I bet it's closer to 70, honestly.
It is 7, actually. Is getting a new free update. 3 new cars. 2003 BMW Z4 3.0i.
Yes.
The 1962.
I'm down with that GTI. Look at that thing. Anyways.
Mercedes-Benz Unimog Type 411. And the 1988 Peugeot 205 GTI. 3 new events, an extra menu. Because you need a new menu. GT Sophie AI agent expansion and new Scapes feature. Comes out a few days ago, so it's already out now.
I had this weird little idea the other day. I said, I'm going to look at every version of the Volkswagen GTI. This was like a week ago. Okay. And so I did. I went through, they call it the MK1 too, and it's up to like 8 or 9 now.
They call it Mark 1?
Yeah, and number 1 and 2 are so cool.
Are they?
Yes, number 2 is freaking goated. It's got these big circle headlights, and then it gets kind of weird in the middle, like anything does. Like,
yeah,
you know. And then they kind of correct themselves towards current time.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyways, that was a random tangent. Here's a trailer for the new Minecraft movie.
Oh yeah. It's the final trailer for the Minecraft movie that comes out, I think, first weekend of April. Movie looks really weird to me. I think it's just Jason Momoa in there. Just looks really out of place, in my opinion. Love Jack Black, but even him as Steve like is kind of odd too, because he's just Jack Black. But I hope it's good. My kids are like super pumped. So for my sake, when I have to take them to the movie theater to see it, I hope it's not terrible.
Yeah, I always hope these types of shows are good.
Yeah. Probably won't show too much more of it, or else we'll get like a copyright strike on the video. But there you go. If you want to watch that, there is a final trailer for that. I think that's it for the board. No, sorry, for the video game news.
It is.
For this week. Whew. That was a lot of talking. My mouth kind of hurts. Alrighty. I think last up, there's just a couple more segments here. And then we'll be all done. So we usually end with Crowdfunding Corner. So I'm going to do our usual kind of separate intro so that I can clip it out nice and cleanly. So here we go in just a couple of seconds. All right, Devin, that brings us to Crowdfunding Corner for the week of March. What's it going to be? 2nd when this goes up. A couple days later than normal. But we're going to look at crowdfunding projects that end in like the next 2 weeks-ish. And I think there are 6 that I thought looked noteworthy and worth taking a peek at. So let's do just that. This first one is kind of a, what would you call this? A reprinting and with some new expansion content and a big old box to hold it all of a game that I've never played, but it came out, I think, in like 2016 called Star Trek Ascendancy, The Final Frontier. And it's a big 4X space game where you are exploring, exterminating, whatever the other 4 X's are in the 4 X's. I think it's like expand, explore, exterminate, something.
Exercise.
And exercise, that's right. And yeah, I haven't played this game. It's not really for me, but there's 3 new civilizations. This game's got a lot of buzz and quite a bit of support here on GameFound, so I thought it was worth at least highlighting very quickly on this kind of rushed episode of Crowdfunding Corner. So check that one out, especially if you like Star Trek. I like something Star Trek. I really like the Borg. That first contact movie.
I enjoy Star Trek. I don't know too much about it in depth, but from what I've consumed, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree. That one is on GameFound until the 6th. So that is Wednesday or Thursday, I think. Probably Thursday. All right, next up is kind of it's not a trilogy, but a group of 3 games from Inside Up Games. And they've released some games in the past few years that people have really loved, especially one called Earth. I think it's on the shelf right behind me. And this is 3 different games in kind of a similar kind of aesthetic vibe here. They're calling it the Twisted Realms kind of world that each of these games is set in. And so they play differently, but they kind of have a similar vibe. The first one is called Crits and Tricks. And in this game, you are playing a trick-taking game, but you're also rolling dice and like assigning those dice to characters in what kind of looks like Dungeons and Dragons type like characters that you'll assign dice to. You also have a player aid, you're keeping things behind. You can recruit mercenaries and that kind of thing, get money, and let's see, it says form your party. The different suits are kind of important on the trick-taking side in order to determine who like wins each hand, and just kind of looks like a really unique version of a game like that. Second one is called Thieves of Eldris. And in this one, you are trying to hide from the other players. I think it has hidden movement, and you're kind of moving your characters around this grid of cards, trying to steal from other characters and stay hidden from the other players as long as you can. I like hidden movement. It's kind of fun. We played Kelp recently, Devin, where the octopus is trying to hide from the shark, and that is a pretty fun mechanism if it's done in a good way. So, kind of a kind of generic, like kind of generic's not the right word, but kind of well-known kind of fantasy vibe to all of these games. But the last one's called Tug of War, and it is a lane battler, which is a genre I quite like. 2-player game. One player plays as kind of this werewolf clan, the other player as this elk clan. They have names that I cannot remember. The Elkir and the Lycaran. So there you go. And yeah, like I mentioned, it's a lane battler, and if you like win, then you're moving up on these different like locations. There's a location board that's a neoprene map, but then there's also like a smaller version if you want to play on the go. That's just 5 cards you can set next to each other. I didn't explain those games in great detail, but if you want to check those out, there are 3 different, mostly card-based games. Kind of takes on hidden movement, trick taking, and lane battling in this kind of shared universe. So that is the Twisted Realms kind of, not trilogy, but group of games from Inside Up Games. The Kickstarter ends on that one on Friday, March 7th. Next up is Star Driven Gateway. Okay, in this game, you're trying to score the most points by doing 3 main things here on your turn. You can assign a crew member to a station, activate a station, and you'll be using dice in order to activate them. And the strength that you can activate those abilities at is based on the value of the die you assign. Or you can rest. I think if you've spent a certain number of your dice, then you can re-roll, and then you can do some like free bonus actions as well. It's kind of a combo, kind of dice rolling game there. I like the sci-fi kind of vibe. Looks like it's not too complex either, but kind of has a cool vibe. Sorry, I kind of had a coughing fit there, but I like the way the board looks as well. You can explore these different tiles as you're moving around, sending your crew out and rolling dice and just having a good time. Lots of sci-fi games this week. Kind of, there's Star Trek. This one,
I'm a fan of the genre.
I am as well. So, anyways, that was just a quick kind of really high level. Not even like look at, just a high level. Here's the name of Star Driven Gateway. It's on Kickstarter until March 8th. Okay, next up is a 2-player game called Siberian Manhunt, where 1 player plays as, what's it say, a U-2 pilot behind enemy lines, and the other player plays as the KGB trying to, like, find them. So there's hidden movement in this one as well. It's kind of a long game, 90 minutes, for ages 14 plus. But again, having just played Kelp, coming back to the hidden movement game that we've played recently, I think that's a cool idea. This one is a bit more story focused, where like if you are in the forest as the player that's hiding, then you have to like flip over a card from the event deck, I believe, and something might happen. Like you run into the injured miner. Do you help him or rob him? Motorist, do you accept her offer for a ride or unalive her for her vehicle, you know? So you have to make some decisions as well. They're calling it a cat and mouse system where, you know, you're trying to find each other or hide, etc. Kind of a unique theme as well. So that is Siberian Manhunt, also on Kickstarter until Tuesday, March 11th. Alrighty, next up
Doesn't want to
is
spend over. Here we go.
Biomes of Nilgiris. I don't know if that is pronounced correctly, but this is a pretty medium to medium light game about moving your character around to these different areas on the board, researching, and there are a bunch of animal cards as well that you'll kind of be using in your research. And it just kind of looks simple and pretty pleasant. There are different missions that you can play as if you play multiple scenarios kind of back to back to remove invasive species, protect wildlife from poachers, and more. It says this game takes place in India, so that's probably why I didn't know exactly how to pronounce Nilgiris. um, but I like the kind of the vibe and you move around the different regions on the board, kind of gathering different pieces of research, and then you have to it's not exactly rest, but you have to take a research action and take all of those tokens into your knowledge board. Is you studying, I think, is what the action is called. So kind of a unique thing there as well. That is Biomes of Nilgiris on Kickstarter until March 13th, Thursday. All right, and then I think last up is Fame and Fable, a game with very, very cool art, and you'll be fighting a bunch of monsters, trying to be the most kind of the warrior with the most fame by defeating these monsters, all by playing cards and kind of building what's it called? Not a troop, but a party of different kind of warriors. What's the word? Party members. I'm tired. I can tell I'm not saying words correctly right now.
I'm vibing.
Definitely vibing. Let's see. So you're gonna have a bunch of cards. You're gonna play them in front of you. You can recruit new allies. Use the traits on allies that you have played down, and combat monsters. There are monster cards that I think are strength from 1 to 10, and legend cards are stronger ones from 11 to 20. And the stronger the monster is, usually the more fame you'll get from defeating them. But if you don't defeat them, then one of your allies gets killed, and the monster goes back to the bottom of the deck. So you have kind of lost your chance to defeat them. There is a video at the top of this campaign that kind of shows the artwork in a better way, and it is very pretty. I'm trying to find a good picture here. I mean, this kind of shows the vibe as well. There's a few different versions that you can choose from. You've got the core pledge. It's 30 euros and it comes with the base game that has items and contract cards and monster cards and the game board, and then and the meeples. Again, very cool looking art. And then the Legend Pledge comes with all of that, as well as fancier pieces, double layered boards, which is just kind of a must for David. I love double layered boards. And then it also comes with some art stuff, stickers, and art print. And then if you want to pay a $500 pledge, you can get your own custom card added to the game.
Wow. If you were to add your own custom card, what would you do?
That's a good question. What's your favorite kind of fantasy character or hero?
I think that Cyclops is kind of cool.
Oh.
I think Medusa's kind of cool. That both of them have probably been overused a bit.
They're usually villains. So if
they could be on one of the monster cards.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe you could break the social norms. Make the Cyclops a good guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's so progressive of you.
He's got one vision, and his vision is to be your best friend.
That's right. Yeah.
No, I don't know what I would do, but I think if you give me a day to think about it, I come up with some pretty cool character to be added in that game.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of fun. If you really, what a cool pledge. Like, it's expensive, but
yeah,
to have, I've always joked about, what if they made a character of me in Fortnite?
Yeah.
Like, imagine being so famous, they're like, we're going to make a character that looks like you. Like, it'd be so weird to play yourself in a massive game. And so this is kind of fun.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's really cool. That one's on Kickstarter until March 18th. And this was kind of our expedited quick run of Crowdfunding Corner this week. Real quick before we end, Devin, we're going to have a couple picks of the week. So what is your pick of the week for March 2nd, 2025?
Oh, man. I thought it was going to be star-driven. It looked unique. It reminded me of that airplane pilot game that we played. You're like rolling dice, and then you put the dice in their slot, and it does an ability.
Rolling dice in the slot.
We're landing pad game, airplane game, flight risk.
Yeah, Sky Team.
Yeah, same thing. It was gonna be star driven because of the sci-fi. It had a bear. There's bears and spaceships, and kind of looked cool and interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think I have to choose Fame and Fable. I would just want to play this just for how it looks. The white party cards and the black monster cards. The game board looked freaking sweet too, and so I choose Fame and Fable.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. I think this one is my pick of the week as well. And just like you said, I think Star Driven would have been my other one.
Oh, really? I was spot on. Look at me go. I'm learning.
I think most of the games this week looked cool. I don't think the Star Trek one's for me, but for someone that it is for, it looks cool too. Yeah, we'll just give a double recommendation this week to Fame and Fable. I really like the artwork. It reminds me of like a Grindstone is like a really cool game that I really love on my iPad. I also have it on the PlayStation, and the art kind of reminds me of that. It's just like really clean art where like every line is like kind of complete. I don't even know how to explain that, but I don't know, reminds me of that, or like Night in the Woods is another like a video game that just the art style kind of reminds me of. And so I like how it looks visually. And I'm not usually into like a game where you're just like smacking monsters so much, but this one's more of like a card driven, like trying to make combos with like your party members and play your cards in an efficient way in order to defeat them and get fame points. So it's more of like a point scoring game than just, hey, I did more damage than you to a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, yeah, I think that one does look really cool. So that's Fame and Fable, the pick of the week for I've said this date like 4 times in this video for some reason, but for March 2nd, 2025. And that's going to do it for Crowdfunding Corner for March 2nd, 2025.
Wow.
And we'll see you next week for episode 49 of Crowdfunding Corner. All right, Devin, I feel like I was coughing, losing my voice, and really struggling through that section.
You were thriving.
But yeah, I was really thriving. But I think we should do one round of Gamedle here.
One round of Gamedle just to end episode 48.
It's kind of a shorter episode. How long are we at? Hour 26. I mean, it's not like it's super short.
This marks 11 months of podcasting.
That's crazy.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. I don't know what I'm doing. Did I send you a link? I don't remember.
I don't see one.
I think
what did we get last week? To 18? I think 18 was our...
Oh boy, we got 18?
I think so. Some of them were really lucky.
You got 18. I'm not good at this.
I want to see if there's like a board Gamedle.
Oh,
but that would be hard.
Don't make me even worse.
All right, so jumping into Gamedle. Here we go. Gotta get my like excited voice on. Here we go. Are we on the right screen? Double checking real quick. We are. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? Devin, I see some dirt. See some casings.
Red Dead Revolver.
I
have no idea.
I don't think it's that, but I like the guess. Let me grab the keyboard. I forgot I'm going to need that.
We can zoom to get rid of the ads.
Oh, yeah. How did I do that?
I don't know.
What did I do last time? Just a little zoom? Nope. A little more zoom? Oh, they went away.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I just zoom enough and that freaks them out.
Yeah.
Here we go. Red Dead Revolver. We'll go with it.
There's no way that's what it is, but.
Oh, no. Now there's a little bit of fire with those.
Oh, my.
It looks like a footprint. Kind of looks like a footprint on the moon.
Fire moon gun.
Fire moon gun.
Fire
like
moon gun.
Doom or Diablo. Diablo doesn't have guns, I don't think.
I'm down for Doom.
Try some Doom.
There's so many Dooms, though.
There are. Doom 2. Nope.
Oh.
Ah.
I wonder what it could be.
Once you get the letters, it helps.
What? Far Cry 1 through 15. How many are there now? Like 7?
There are quite a few. I think I can narrow this down. I don't think it's 2 or 3. I think it's the first
I think it's 1 because there's no number under it.
Yeah. Oh, it's not. Then is it 5? How many guesses we got left? Just 1? I think it's Far Cry 4 was in like Nepal or something. I don't think it's 4. 6 is the latest one. And it was the one with Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. I don't think it's that one.
Yeah. I think it's going to be one with a number on the end because there's not enough space to put another word.
Right.
On that screen.
How is Man, I swear too, the cover is like the beach with water around it.
So what number are you thinking? I trust whatever you think. Because I have 0 idea.
It's not Primal. I don't think it's New Dawn or Instincts. But I don't know what Instincts is, to be honest. It's not Blood Dragon. What is 3? Maybe 3 is the one with the beach, and it's 2.
So you're thinking
I think it's 2,
3, or 4?
Yeah, and I don't think it's 4. Or 5. Oof. I think it's 2, 3, or 5. I don't know. Pick a number.
I choose 3.
3?
Yep.
Dang it. It
was too dark. We failed on
all right, here we
first
go.
one.
We'll do one more. Can we guess a video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? Is that like a top spin? 23? Tennis?
It looks very cartoony. The colors are...
Oh, yeah. What's like that dancing game?
Dance Dance Revolution 2023.
Or Just Dance is the one I was thinking of. But that can't be it because that doesn't look like an E. The Show. It's baseball. The Show? That'll be The Show?
Really that?
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen that cover in my life.
Me neither. But I could kind of tell that was a W. So there you go. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? This one's going to be tough. I don't know. Yeah, do you know what that guy is?
Oh, no, I don't know what that is.
It looks like it'd be really old, like from like arcade or like Bubble Bobble.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be rough.
What is that brown foot?
Oh.
Is it Scooby-Doo? Wow.
Fire Lodge.
That sounds like a fun game.
Dang it.
Breath of Fire, baby. Nope.
Oh, what is that? Circus.
Like Bubsy the Clown? Is that a or Bubsy
It's got to be a circus, right?
Clown? Circus
Charlie.
Charlie?
100%, bro.
The heck is Circus Charlie? 1984 on the NES. I've never heard of that one in my life.
I just finished that game.
Nice.
Yeah, it sucked.
I believe that. All right. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred?
Rabbids.
Yeah,
something.
It's definitely a rabbit, right?
Rabbids. Yeah. Live and kicking. Straight up.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's funny. Is it
a Kinect?
I was gonna say, is it like the Xbox camera or something?
Yeah, I think so. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? I think that's like Duke Nukem or something. He's like standing up tall, shooting a gun down.
What's the blade right there?
It is a very weird looking thing.
I don't know what that is. I'm down. Duke Nukem.
It might not be now that I'm thinking about it. I can picture the cover in my head, but I don't remember what title it's on it. We'll just try it. Duke Nukem. Which one?
That one.
Oh,
It
correct
is.
saga. Or a franchise.
Correct franchise and saga. I don't know what the difference between that mean. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. Duke Nukem. Well, there's only 3 more, so we'll get it no matter what.
Heck yeah.
Which one do you think?
2.
2?
It was 2 last time, so
It's not 2.
It was not 2 this time.
Duke Nukem 3D or forever?
I feel like it's 3D.
3D. Oh, it is 3D.
Yeah. Look at Duke Nukem go.
Wow, he's ripped. What's he shooting over here? Just a dinosaur?
Yeah. It's another day for Duke.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? I think this is Super Mario Galaxy. I can't spell.
I cannot believe they gave us that.
I know that square. Yeah, they need to get rid of that. Hey, we got it. The Last of Us, one of the best games ever made. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? There's a face with what appears to be sunglasses, kind of black and white in here.
Oh, I have 0 clue. Do you know?
I don't. I have no idea either. Like, what's the... There was a game series called Fatal Frame.
Heck yeah. I don't know what that means, but...
That's not it. Wrong franchise. Something Eyes. Silent Hill? Well, that's like ends in A and D. I guess it doesn't have to be an A. Something ND.
What?
Is it Laura Lee and the Laser Eyes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this game just came out this last year, and I want to play it, but
How did you just know that? Where is that stored in your brain?
It's on my
Did that just happen to be Lorelei and the Laser Eyes?
It's on my PlayStation wish list, and see, yeah, it just came out last year, 2024. It's supposed to be pretty good. So you're welcome.
That was very impressive.
Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? Devin, I don't know what that steel device is with a bit of lava or flame coming out of it.
I don't really.
What has
F-Zero?
F-Zero? That'd be really cool if that was it. F-Zero. Which one? 99 GX?
Straight up.
Just straight up.
No, 99.
Oh.
Wrong friend.
Wrong either way.
They in space
Is it
now?
outer space? I don't think it's like Mass Effect. It looks older.
It does look older.
Like Space Invaders or Galaga or...
I wish I knew. I really don't.
I don't either. Space Invaders. We'll just try that. Is that?
I don't know. It's not helpful.
Yeah, it's really not.
Is it a bug? Is that a space bug, or is that the back of a
Space bug.
spaceship exhaust? What are we looking at here?
Not sure. Because it kind of looks like the back of a spaceship exhaust, but then it looks like these are legs.
Yeah, I feel like that's a metal fly, like a metal bzz, one of those.
Wow.
Like a metal beetle, metal space beetles.
Space beetles.
I don't know what this is at all.
I'm going to try Gradius.
Probably is Gradius, probably Lorelei and the Lost Gradius.
It's not Gradius. What is that guy?
The guy got a freaking
Is
Kermit the Frog hand.
It looks like an owl or something.
An owl. All I see is
Falcon.
what's that cartoon? A Lonely Dinosaur, the Lost Dinosaur, the animated movie.
The Pixar one?
Yeah, what is that? It looks just like that dinosaur.
The good dinosaur?
The good dinosaur right there on that guy's hand.
That's Arlo.
That's his name?
Yeah.
I don't know why you know that.
Our kids like that show. All right, we got to use our one-time clue. So
Absolutely, yes. I don't know what this is.
What did it do? Is it just
disaster?
Dinosaur? Oh, yeah. Wow, I have no idea what this is. DISAST. Nope.
Oh, no.
1996 on the PlayStation, and it's a shooter. Wow. Looks like a Doom clone. Okay, we got and is that not an E?
I don't know if it is an E. I can't tell.
That's a D, an I, and S, right?
I'm pretty sure. Disengage. Disengager.
Disruptor?
DISRUPTO. Probably.
Oh, yeah, just cheating over here. Love it. Wow.
I mean, we wouldn't have. I still don't know what that thing is.
Hey, we were kind of right. It is like a robot. And those
that's its
legs.
little head. I couldn't find its head. I thought the big shoulders were its face the whole time.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I've never heard of that in my life. If I click there, does that mean there's a YouTube video for it? It does. Insomniac? What the heck? I'm so pumped to see what this was like. Wow.
There's not even going to be gameplay, is there? It's a... Oh, there's some. Oh, this is kind of nostalgic. The way that this looks.
Yeah. It looks like Doom or that. We had that Chex game.
Did if you ever watch like the old James Bond games?
Yeah. GoldenEye.
They're so interesting.
That's funny. Cool. All right. Next up. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred?
I feel like you just know it for some reason.
That's a lot of red and black. I don't. It looks like it might be like a triangle. Some red around that. Red. Oh.
No.
But what's that in the middle? It kind of looks like a sun or a star. This looks like it's going to be an old one as well. Any
Sadly, no, I don't have any guesses.
What would be an okay guess? Star, sun, Star Wars. Episode Jedi Outcast. Okay. Oh. What are you? Something N.A. Cortana. Oh, I know what it is.
Oh.
Nex Machina.
Unbelievable.
This is a Housemarque game before they made Returnal. It's
no way.
It's excellent.
Okay, you're gonna think I'm making it up, but legitimately,
yeah.
I almost said something about Returnal when there was just that little house right there. Almost. And I was like, that's dumb.
This game rules.
Oh, I've played this.
Yeah, it's kind of like Resogun, but different.
I think I've played it. I've played something. I think I'm making stuff. Don't listen to me. Next game.
Very fun one. Can we guess a video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? I know what this one is. At least I know the franchise. This is a Dark Star Siders. Excuse me. I just don't know.
I almost said Dark Riders.
Did you?
I almost said Dark Riders. Like I was like close to something.
Well, okay. That's not the first one. Dark Siders. Oh, right to 3. Okay.
Unreal, pal.
I know. I'm such a noob.
Darksiders.
Well, what'd I do? 1 and 3? Yeah. There you go. That's some Darksiders 2.
Crazy.
Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred?
Oh, I don't know it. Don't look at me. You know it?
Yeah.
You just know that dirt.
It's an alien skull.
What's Resistance?
Good job. I think it's the first one, but I'm not 100% sure. It is.
That's a good picture. I like that.
That is a good picture. Also, Insomniac. Just making.
I liked that game.
I've never played it.
You never played Resistance?
Mm-mm. It's supposed to be good, though.
Interesting. Why have I? I feel like you've played every game I've played.
Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? What is that? Oh, it's a face. Could not tell what that was.
I can't tell if those teeth are vampire teeth or if that's like Hihachi.
Hihachi. Oh, a fighting game, yeah. Is that like a tattoo, though? That is a very... Is it like singing? Or it could be like...
I don't know.
Wow.
Never seen that in my life.
Yeah, I don't... Like, I could see it going like Tony Hawk or like boxing or UFC or Guitar Hero. Yeah, those are kind of the first things that pop to mind. I don't know, or maybe a wrestling game. It kind of looks like it might be sport adjacent. What do you think?
I do not know at all.
Let's go with wrestling here at 2 a.m. Well, yeah, that one. Sure. Nope. What? What's that? A G?
That's what I'm thinking is that's a Geo.
It's got to be a pretty big G. Gone. Scone. G. Or it could be a C, I guess, but I don't know.
Icon.
Oh, look at you with the words. Whoops.
I don't think it's either one of those.
No, definitely not.
Agony.
Oh, is that a game? It's not a game.
I am so confused by this.
Yeah, me too.
Huh?
It's God Hand, baby. That was the lucky guess.
No one's ever played that.
Yeah, I don't think they have either. Let's see.
That is the weirdest looking picture.
Made by Capcom or Clover Studios, published by Capcom. There you go. Yeah, that's a very, very weird cover. Can we guess the video game with only a portion of the cover unblurred? That looks like hair. Think that's hair? It's gotta be hair.
I feel like, yeah, some of that's hair.
And what's that?
Shield.
Can opener? Shield? Shield is probably more likely. Is this side all a face? Looks like it could just be all a big head.
Oh, I think it might be Like a big head, yeah.
What game has a face that big on it? And then what's this red and yellow down here? Mega Man's down here, and you got a big face. Like fantasy vibe, like Witcher. I'm just gonna put a Witcher in. I don't think it is one though. We'll just go with the Witcher. No, oh, it is a face. It seems like a very weird looking face.
I'm kind of thinking that's a weird looking creature.
Huh?
No, I think it's a face, but I think that from what they've revealed to me right now, that's a weird looking face.
Yeah, those like don't look
like I feel
lips.
like
It's like a slit.
It's like grinning, yeah, like its face. He has a snake mouth. I feel like he definitely has fangs.
Oh, could be like a vampire thing then. What's a fang? Legend of Cain? What? A vampire game. Vampire. Man, that's a I don't know.
I don't either. I have zero idea.
We'll go with Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt. Man.
We're gonna get stumped on this, aren't we?
Probably. I don't know that I know. The face I don't think is helping me. Is this symbol helpful at all? Not really.
No, I'm completely lost.
It's like a weird ninja-like game. It's not Ninja Gaiden. What's that other one that's just having a remake? It's Tenshu? Tenshu? How do you spell this game? No? Yeah, I think this one might stump us as well. Let's try one of these Samurai Warriors. Number 3. Man, and they're just not giving us any good sections.
Oh yeah, they did not, did they?
I feel like this section would have really helped, and somewhere up here would have as well. Just based on the weird cover, this game seems like it's like really old. Like the 90s, maybe.
It is a strange cover.
What is that design? I don't think it's like a Castlevania. It's definitely not one of the first 3 or one of those. I don't know if it's one of the Lords of Shadows. But I don't know what else to guess.
Yeah, I'm down. I remember Lords of Shadow. Very interesting.
Which
I remember
one?
fighting a troll in like a cemetery.
Want to do 1 or 2?
1.
Warcraft 3 version.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a what's the word? A blind spot for me. I've never played a Warcraft game.
I haven't either.
Mac.
I can't believe we got 17.
I know.
That's crazy.
Okay, we got 11 that time though. Not too shabby. All right, well that's gonna do it for episode number 48. Is that what we decided?
48
of the Super Game Brothers podcast. It was kind of a quick, expedited one, but we still went kind of long with some Gamedle Crowdfunding Corner.
If you want more content, watch our playthrough of Dice Throw Missions.
Heck yeah, on gaming, top down.
Took us almost 3 hours to beat a secret boss that we won't reveal.
But you probably saw him earlier in the video.
That's facts. Yeah.
So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Audio listeners, we lost you a long time ago, so I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye. But that's it. We'll see you next week. 49, almost to 50, almost to 52. Getting close to a year. See you next week. Till then, farewell.